Hello, government students. Today we're going to focus on the Fourth Amendment, which is, of course, in our Bill of Rights, and this is one of the really important amendments still today. The meaning of this amendment is oftentimes debated in the courts still today. So let's take a look at it and see what this amendment is all about. What you see here is the entirety of the Fourth Amendment. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Now, there's a lot of meaning, a lot of heavy words in this, so let's take a look and see what this is talking about. The right of the people to be secure, that is, to be comfortable that they're not going to be unjustly treated or handled by the police. The right to be secure in their persons. That would refer to anything that is on your body, okay? If you're carrying something in your pocket of your pants, that would be something that is in your persons. Your purse or your backpack could also be considered to be a part of your persons if you're carrying it at the time. You're also secure in your house where you live. And your house doesn't necessarily have to be where your bedroom is, where your living room is. The house can be any place really where you are at the current time lodging in. So for example, there's been instances where someone was in an old-fashioned telephone booth and the police started listening in on his telephone call when he was in that telephone booth. The court determined that at that moment in time, that telephone booth was his house. That's where he was staying at that time. He was secure there. He was protected. His conversation on the phone was protected at that time. Your papers, what's that? Well, anything obviously that you've typed up, you're secure with that. That is, the police can't seize something that you've typed up. But that can also refer to other things. It could refer to, for example, your documents that you have in your home. And actually, it's a little bit in dispute what all is actually covered by papers. Your mail, your United States mail, paper mail would be covered in this definition of papers. But what about your email? There is some question as to whether or not email is included in your Fourth Amendment protections. So I know for a fact that right now, if you were to start sending email to certain countries in the world and you started using certain words such as bombs or terror, that could possibly be flagged by the police. There are people who are kind of gathering metadata on certain words that are used in electronic communication. So there is some dispute then as to what is included in papers. As far as effects are concerned, your effects could also be kind of like what is in your persons. Your effects might also include a backpack, maybe that you're not wearing at the time, but you have your backpack perhaps in your school locker. That could also be an effect. A purse could be an effect if you're not carrying it, but it could still be protected even if you're not carrying it. So all of these things are protected against unreasonable searches and seizures. In other words, the police can't start searching through all that stuff. The police can't just start frisking you for no reason. There has to be reason to do that. And that right, that protection against unreasonable searches and seizures will not be violated, and no warrant shall issue. A warrant, remember, is permission from a judge. And that permission would be to look through your belongings. That permission could be to arrest you, but it has to be permission signed by a judge. And when that judge signs that permission, he has to look for probable cause that a crime has been committed. And then the police are going to have to say an oath or affirm that the information that they are giving to the judge is in fact true. Should the police lie to the judge, that would be perjury and that would be a crime. So they must tell the truth when they're asking the judge for a warrant. And when a warrant is issued, it will describe the exact place to be searched and the people or things that are allowed to be seized. So for example, if I have a warrant to search in someone's kitchen for evidence of a crime, that warrant, if it says search the kitchen, that means I cannot go search the living room or the bedroom in that house. The warrant is to be pretty specific. And if it says kitchen, I must stay in the kitchen. So that's the Fourth Amendment. And as you will see now, there's been various interpretations of that Fourth Amendment. We're going to have an activity in class. If you're not in class, go ahead and look at what is in Canvas. And with that, I'm going to stop this presentation. Let's get to work.